Good morning, everyone. Yep, still morning, except maybe on the East Coast it's just now about noon. I'm Joe, back again with some more Persona 5. Continuing the stream where I picked up yesterday, or where I left off yesterday. Ashley's not with me right now. She's at actual summer school, teaching kids and helping them progress in their lives and all that jazz. All those important, magical, amazing things. So I'm going to go ahead and get some streaming done because we also have another stream tonight. And I don't want to cram both of our streams together way too close. So we're just going to go ahead and do the summer school stream today for right now. Got to figure out a good schedule to get everything to work to where everyone can watch stuff and participate and have a good time. Don't have a lot of people popping in streams super frequently, but that's okay. Not a huge deal. As much as I love the opening stuff in this game, I'm just going to go ahead and jump to playing the game. Let's continue the game. We've, ooh.
Hey, wake up!
We've somewhat improved our layout from yesterday. If you notice, we have the scroll bar at the bottom, and then we also have the top chat, or the chat box over on the side. I'm going to post something just so people can see it.
All right.
That did not take long to pop up. I'm glad. So, if you don't remember last time,
More or less.
kind of stumbled into some weird magic castle, assaulted by dudes with swords and shields, and now I'm just kind of stuck in this room with the vulgar boy.
Dream. Gah, what's going on? Hey, let us out of here. I know there's someone out there.
Things are starting to get heated.
Damn it! Where are we? Is this some kind of TV set?
Huh. Persona 4 used TVs for a lot of stuff. That didn't sound pleasant.
What the hell was that just now? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're shitting me, right? Come on, man.
This is real bad.
Hey. Huh?
Be glad that your punishment has been decided upon. Your charge is unlawful entry. Thus, you will be sentenced to death.
Well, that's pretty intense.
Say what?
No one's allowed to do as they please in my castle.
Huh? Wait. Is that you, Kamoshida?
I thought it was some petty thief, but to think it'd be you, Sakamoto. Are you trying to disobey me again? Looks like you haven't learned your lesson at all, huh?
This guy's a jerk.
And you brought a friend this time, because you can't do anything for yourself.
This ain't funny, you asshole.
Is that how you
Cats.
speak to a king? It seems you don't understand the position you're in at all. Not only did you sneak into my castle, you committed the crime of insulting me, the king.
Ah.
The punishment for that is death. It's time for an execution. Take him out.
One moment, everyone. Oh no! I can't hear the game.
Stop it.
Sorry about that brief interruption. I had one of the cats out.
God damn it.
Got him.
I ain't down for this shit. Come on, we're out of here. Just go. Get out of here. These guys are serious.
They look serious.
Running away, are we? What a heartless friend you are.
Huh, heartless. Wrong game, buddy.
He ain't a friend. Come on, hurry up and go.
What's the matter? Too scared to run away? Pathetic scum isn't worth my time. I'll focus on this one's execution. Take this!
Oh,
Lily scum!
things about to get real.
Useless pest! Huh. Where'd your energy from earlier go? A peasant like you isn't worth beating. I'll have you killed right now. What?
Gonna get real.
Don't you dare tell me you don't know who I am. That look in your eyes irritates me. Hold him there. After the peasant, it's his turn to die.
Think we're about to get an anime cutscene.
This is truly an unjust game. Your chances of winning are almost none. But if my voice is reaching you, there may yet be a possibility open to you.
What's the matter? Are you simply going to watch? Are you forsaking him to save yourself? Death awaits him if you do nothing. Was your previous decision a mistake then? Very well. I have heeded your resolve.
Let's do this.
Vow to me. I am thou. Thou art I. Thou who art willing to perform all sacrilegious acts for thine own justice. Call upon my name and release thy rage. Show the strength of thy will to ascertain all on thine own, though thou be chained to hell itself.
Execute him! What was that?
I'm gonna stop this guy.
You desire to be killed that much? Fine.
Let's do this. Sweet mask, bro. Which, that looked painful. Just rip that off, why don't we? You know what they say, Blue Flame's the hottest, also the coolest. Got him. Nah. In general, super awesome stuff. The first transformation, the first persona summoning is always the coolest.
I am the pillager of Twilight, Arsene!
What the?
I am the rebel soul that resides within you. If you so desire, I shall consider granting you the power to break through this crisis. Very well.
Who the hell are you? Guards! Start by killing that one! You'll learn the true strength of my men!
Nah, man.
Detest the enemies before you. Change that animosity into power and unleash it!
You can use skills and press the triangle button during your turn.
Persona! There!
Swing your blade!
You can press X for attack. It's funny they're making you do this again because you've already had to learn how to do fighting at the very beginning of the game, but, you know.
Is yours. Kill them however you want. Run wild to your heart's content.
The stylishness of this game is just so great.
I leveled up.
Yeah, I did. So for your main character, who is of the special Fool, Arcana, Tarot, whatever,
What? What was that just now?
you can your stats and abilities are based entirely on the persona you have equipped.
Ha! You like that, you son of a bitch? You mean that? Okay, it's locked.
Damn you!
Hey, what was that just now? And your clothes. Whoa, it went back to normal. Ah!
You bastards!
God, this is effing nuts. Anyways, let's
That
scram.
is
You
a
lead the way.
wild understatement. Just throw the keys away.
Damn thieves! After them! Don't let them escape! Damn you!
You think you can get away with doing this to me?
What was that? All right.
Doesn't look like there's anything of value over there.
For real?
Press X button to do actions. Later, comma sheet dork. Huh.
Whoa!
Also, this kind of dungeon underneath seems wildly impractical. Just like totally impractical. Making sure there's no items or anything that I'm gonna miss. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so R1 is the map.
Whoa!
Did you get your bag? Yeah, he's got his bag. Good.
Whoa! Damn it.
Crossing the bridge.
And again.
What the hell is this place indeed?
Whoa.
Getting out of this place.
Hell? Huh? Huh? Damn it.
So there's some way to lower it.
What the hell?
Hey! Hey!
Yeah. What is this thing?
One moment, folks. Gonna share this out to another location. Hopefully get some people in to check out what's going on. Dun, dun. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum.
You're not soldiers of this castle, right? Get me out of here!
Bum, 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 bum.
Look, the key's right there!
We're trying to get the hell out of here. I mean, you obviously look like an enemy too.
Does he?
Locked up here, so how can I be your enemy? Help me out!
Smart cat.
I am not a cat! Say that again and I'll make you regret it!
Catching up already. Shit, there's still no service. Ain't there any way to... How the hell do we get out?
Hey, you too!
want to know where the exit is? You don't want to get caught and executed, right?
Totally don't.
I never go back on my word.
This thing sounds like it's all talk.
If you guys think you can get out on your own, then be my guest.
What do we do? Are you seriously?
If you don't hurry, they'll catch you.
Hey, Cal, welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping in, good sir. Hope you're having a good day so far. Hope your 5-minute, you know, your short little trek to work that you had to make
Freedom tastes so great.
was eventful, or at least, you know, okay. Eventful may not be the right word.
Now where's the exit, you monster cat?
Don't call me a cat. I am Morgana.
Shut up and hurry it up. You want to be locked up again?
Oh, all right. Sheesh. Follow me.
Nice. Nice. No traffic is always good.
Jeez.
Oh, we're not doing too bad. Ashley's at work right now. I went and spoke with my advisor this morning, and all in all, it's not been bad.
Hey.
I am looking to essentially be done with school by fall of 2020, I believe, at the latest. I essentially only have about 9 classes left to take.
For real? Oh shit! Oh shit, it's them!
You amateur. Stay still. Hey, you. You can fight, right? Let's go. Come.
So, Morgana's persona is Zoro, and your main character's persona is Arsène Lupin.
We will promptly shut them up.
A very good-looking one,
Taking up intercept positions.
popular with a lot of Japanese RPG enthusiasts, is Octopath Traveler. That's one I know. Ashley's played the demo for, and I wanted to play in general.
Nothing back and are serious to kill us. I'll back you up. So fight like your life depends on it. Let's...
Persona! Go down!
I knew you were an amateur. This is how you fight. Zoro, show your might! Strike at an enemy's weakness to knock them down. Use that opening to strike again. That's the most basic of basic. Come on, let's hurry and get... Persona!
Yeah.
Zoro!
Oh, I leveled up to 3, and Arsène leveled to 2. So when your personas level up separately, etc., etc. Love to play Super Mario RPG. I think I could be incorrect here, but and it's not on Switch, which is unfortunate. At least I don't think it's on Switch. I haven't checked their classic game selection yet. But if you have access to a Arsène Lupin. Or are you talking about Octopath Traveler? Where was it going? Super Mario RPG. If you have access to a Nintendo Mini or Super Nintendo Mini, it's on that, I believe. That thing that comes out of you guys all dramatic like, that's a choice.
Whoa.
Not a problem, Cal. Happy to help. I personally haven't been able to play Octopath Traveler, but from what it looks very interesting. Yeah, it's from Square Enix, I believe. But in general, it looks really good. Very throwback to Super Nintendo RPG days. Take these, use them carefully, okay? 3 medicines.
Okay.
Now then.
Dun, dun, dun. Hit square button to auto recover. Auto recover, use your healing skills on all party members. Be aware SP is still consumed. And I can check tutorials from here, so I think I'm kind of on my own.
No.
Exits over here. Dude's wearing before.
Come on, man.
What did you say?
Gotta go fast. We don't have time to worry about other people right now. Besides, there. Oh noes! I'm glad you stick to your guns.
Listen to me.
Alright. Now that I've changed Morgana to control. Good to know. I don't know how many fights I have to do before I leave, so I need to conserve some of Morgana's SP.
Let's go.
But let's use Iha from my main character here. Let's roll.
This way. We're here.
You talking about Octopath Traveler? You liking the reviews and stuff for it? Yeah, I'm a fan.
Did you trick us, you jerk?
At least in theory, the art style is reminiscent of those stuff used for Final Fantasy Tactics, which is one I really enjoy. And the gameplay, from what I understand, is very reminiscent of like Saga Frontier, which is one of my favorite PS1 games. I've heard nothing but good about it, so.
Where are we supposed to get out from here? There aren't even any windows.
Ugh, amateur. This is the most basic of basics.
Oh, Breath of Fire. Which one are you looking for in particular? Yeah, the gameplay itself, from what I understand, is not very much like Final Fantasy Tactics. It's just the art style is highly reminiscent of Tactics.
It leads all the way outside.
Fun fact, though some know it, Final Fantasy Tactics is one of the only Final Fantasies that shares a world with Numbered Final Fantasy and a non-Final Fantasy Squaresoft game. Final Fantasy Tactics... Nice. Breath of Fire 3 is my personal favorite, though I really enjoyed 2 as well. I've only played a little bit of 4, not enough to say that I know anything about it. But back to... I had a brain fart. Oh, Final Fantasy Tactics.
The enemy didn't hear us, did they?
Tactics is same. The world of Ivalice, which is is the setting for Tactics, is also Final Fantasy 12, and I believe Vagrant Story, as well as the Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced games, are all just different time periods in the world.
Wait on celebrating until you actually get out.
With Tactics being the far future, like it's a post-apocalyptic game
Now
technically.
Get going.
But what about you?
There's something that I still have to do. We're going our separate ways. You've got manners. Be careful on your way.
The only after 4, the only Breath of Fire game I think is Dragon Half, which was a PS2 game.
Especially the frizzy-haired one, if my judgment's right.
But I never played it. I just remember it existing. Trippy. The truth of Persona 5. All these kids are just on LSD.
Did we make it?
You have returned to the real world. Welcome back.
Huh? Returned? Does that mean we got away? I don't know what to think anymore. What was all that anyways? That castle and Kamoshida and that weird cat?
I know the newer Leisure Suit Larrys are less... I mean, they're still risque, but they're less risque than the old school PC ones were. But,
What the hell's going on?
also, I think Switch is, like, trying to be cool and edgy. It's the hard Nintendo.
What's with the yelling? Are you students of Shujin? cutting classes, are we?
Oh snap!
Huh? No. We were trying to get to school, and we ended up at this weird castle.
What? Hand over your bag. You better not be doing any drugs.
What is the double-edged sword?
Why would you
Is
do
it the
that?
deep, intricate story with so much long, detailed gameplay and reading that they're not exactly the most exciting to stream sometimes? Their artwork covers are always so aesthetically pleasing, but could be false advertising for the game. Yeah, I get that. There's a lot of games that are very like that. I think the chief, outside of RPGs, I think the chief culprit is fudge. It's like Faxanadu or something like that, or I don't know. It's this like R-type style scrolling spaceship shooter game, but it's got this old man with a banjo on the cover, and it's for the Super Nintendo, and I can't remember what it's called.
If you spout any more nonsense, I'll contact your school. Is that what you want?
Come on. That's not what I meant. Wait a sec. Fine, I'm going.
But yeah, RPGs can totally do that.
The Minister of Transport announcing his
A
resignation.
non-constant aesthetic. It's interesting.
Things are going as planned.
Oh no!
Sainijima. That reminds me. Better to leave it be for now.
It's the only thing that's rough about the Persona games.
Is this for real?
RPG I bought that I enjoyed. It's Bravely Default and Bravely Second, which I think is the same art style as Final Fantasy Tactics, or at least they're very similar, very close, very adjacent. A lot of people aren't super into it, but I'm a huge fan of, and his name escapes me at the moment, but he's the guy who did the artwork for Final Fantasy VI.
That's exactly
That
what I wanted to ask
like
you.
light brush watercolor style. The way he did Magitech armor design and everything was just so good. Oh yeah, I've purchased 7 so many times as well. I've owned it physically, bought it on PS3,
Damn cops.
bought it on PS4, and I feel like I bought it on
It's rare
PC
not
as
to
well.
see you alone. Where were you roaming around until this time?
A castle?
So you have no intention of giving an honest answer.
What's this about a castle?
Oh no.
Kamoshida?
Yeah.
You seem so carefree, Sakamoto.
Yeah, I gather. And yeah, Octopath Traveler being compared to 6 makes sense. There's like 8 or 9 characters that each have their own storylines that all sync up. I compared it to Saga Frontier because of the whole separate storylines and everything else. Seventh Saga is another game that it reminds me of for the Super Nintendo, which was a very old school,
How dare you
weird,
speak that way,
classic
Mr.
RPG.
Kamoshida? There's not much leeway left for you, you know?
He's the one that provoked me.
Do you really want to be expelled?
Do I?
In any case, you'll have to explain yourself. Follow me.
Will I?
What? This is bullshit.
Thank you, Ryuji.
Come now. I should have been more considerate too. Let's just say that we were both to blame.
Well, if you say so. Still, you're coming with me. It's undeniable that you're extremely late.
Fine.
I've actually liked
By the
most of
way,
the Final Fantasies,
You're that new transfer
with
student.
the exception of 8. Ryuji does not like Kamoshida.
Have we met somewhere? That's right. I remember now.
Oh man.
I'll
See, someone
overlook this
convinced
just for
me.
today.
Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah, Xenoblade is one I think is stylistically really cool, but I wish I don't know. I don't think I'm probably going to enjoy it as much as it looks really cool. A game I would love to stream at some point is Xenogears,
I'm sure you
which is
heard
not like
of this.
Xenoblade Chronicles at all.
Cause any trouble, you'll be expelled.
But I won't be able
Understand?
to until I get a splitter because I can't turn the HD whatever off on the PS3. So
At any rate, hurry up and go to the faculty office. I'm sure Ms. Kawakami's tired of waiting.
ooh, I really would like KOTOR as well.
Good luck trying to enjoy your new school life.
Though I think the only ways we can get it are PC or Xbox One at this point. Another one of these like flash forward periods. Probably.
Turned into an old castle?
These JRPG companies like to reference each other. Yeah, I think on Xbox One, I'm not sure how far back the backwards compatibility goes, but you might be able to get Knights of the Old Republic through the Xbox Store on Xbox One, as it was originally an Xbox game, but the power supply is making a real loud noise. I didn't plug it. I've not had a lot of luck with power supplies from Xboxes. That was one of the things that went wrong with all the 360s that we had traded in. Or at least was one of the issues with a lot of the 360s. It was one of the most purchased replacement part.
The one who received a calling card from the Phantom Thieves was an Olympic medalist.
Hey Randall, thanks for joining in, man. How you doing? How's your day? Hope things are going well.
An alumnus from Shujin Academy. The PE teacher Suguru Kamoshida. It's true that what he did were deplorable crimes from indulging his desire. He confessed to it all.
Yeah, the number one issue for 360s when I worked at GameStop was the Red Ring of Death. That was the big one, but we had a lot of people replacing, because like the power supply was always a replaceable object. You just go buy it, but it was always so expensive, like 60 or 80 bucks. Let's see, by Ryan McCaffrey, Microsoft revealed the first 13 backwards compatible original Xbox games beginning tomorrow. Interesting. That's true. It doesn't mean it's digital, but I doubt they would make a big point of announcing it if it wasn't going to be available digitally. I would keep an eye out for it, though. Oh, jeez. Well, if you still have the disc, you should be able to play it. You might have to get an update or something. I don't know. I would give it a try.
That's unacceptable. Try and recall it once again.
Usually needs the disc. That seems so... Like, it's awesome they're offering backwards compatibility. It's my biggest complaint about how Sony's been handling themselves. Between the PS3 removing the backwards compatibility for later releases for cost-cutting methods or whatever, and the PS4 being pretty much not backwards compatible, period, within reason. It still seems like if you're going to offer it, don't be as shady as Xbox is with that. Like, shady's not the right word. It just feels... I don't know. That is poppycock. And it feels like if it's available on the 360, it should also be available on the Xbox One if they're doing the backwards compatibility, etc., etc. The walls are disgusting. Alright, I need to go upstairs to the faculty office. Maybe I have to go back upstairs to the third floor? Yeah, but if they're making the point of making them backwards compatible, it's the issue that, like, if they're gonna, do this, it feels like they shouldn't just half-A it. I mean, they've already been doing that with the PS3. They've released some games backwards compatibly, but not really what I would call... Oh, second floor of this building, okay. Not really what I would call enough to make it feel like it's a worthwhile adaptation or whatever. It's frustrating. That's the principal's office. So the faculty office, right here. I get it, and I know why they do it. That was the big excuse for the PS3 situation, is the processor required is so difficult to use. But that's also Sony putting themselves into a corner.
Being over half a day late on your first day. Can you explain yourself? Oh, it's lunchtime, you know. You would have gotten here sooner if you had walked from your place.
Yeah, but it still feels like it's such a cop-out. Like, they could even go so far as to try and make it... And I understand it's an industry thing. I mean, I granted, I'm not going to say I worked in the industry, but I worked on the dispersing side of the industry where we would sell the stuff. And it feels like they could corner the market, these companies, by not necessarily restricting the ability to play these games, but doing what Sony did on the PS3 and forcing you to rebuy some PS2 games. I've bought physically every Shin Megami Tensei game that's come out on consoles, and then also digitally rebought them on my PS3 because they released them. It just feels like it would be, I don't know. Feels like it would be a smart business move. People will pay it. As Cal brought up above, Halo's bought Final Fantasy VII 5 times. I think I'm at 3 or 4 myself. I mean, I'm not going to not rebuy games. I think I've bought physical copies of the first 2 Fallout games like 6 times. I'm going to rebuy these games if I need to.
Will you pull yourself together?
But, yeah. And it would probably be not that expensive for them to be able to convert these things. And they would be able to get their own money off of it. Like, I think the PS2 Shin Megami Tensei games are like 10 or 15 bucks a piece digitally on the PS3 store. So, one second. Caught along with us. It feels like they could make a lot of money off of it, basically. You can go to GameStop and get Nocturne, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne on PlayStation 2 for like... When I was working there, it was selling for 60 bucks. At that point, it's like a 10-year-old PS2 game that didn't sell super well when it first came out, so it only had like 1 printing. I think Zelda and Pokemon have been the only games I've rebought. Let's see, had to get water and start up my PS4 too. Awesome. Welcome back also, Cal. But yeah, it feels like I don't know. I feel it would also reduce the cost of the resale market. Like, right now, collectors are the ones driving up the prices for some of these games. Like, I'll use Chrono Trigger as an example. There's a period of time where Chrono Trigger was selling for like 160 bucks of just the cartridge, and that's... If I just want to play a game, that's ridiculous. I don't necessarily need to spend the money on these like collectible cases and everything else. So, I don't know. I don't disagree. I understand why it's there and why they do it. I just think it's also bad business practice, and it doesn't earn the companies any goodwill. And they're relying entirely on the fact that they basically have you by the balls, for lack of a better term, to get you to buy the new consoles and play just the new games and all that junk. It's frustrating.
By the way, when you introduce yourself, be serious about it, even if you're lying to the class, okay? Do not say anything unnecessary.
Oh, Kawakami. I'm so overworked.
You think that's him? Huh? The one in the rumors?
Oh yeah, and that's the issue.
Being super late on his first day,
He looks normal, though.
but he might slug us if we look him in the eye.
Settle down. Well, I'd like to.
It's the same thing with
introduce you to
GameStop for so long. GameStop's starting to have a lot of issues in the past like 3 or 4 years, but they've had a negative public persona even longer than that. And it took some of these consoles re-releasing some of their older games, like the Wii, for example. When the Wii started doing the classic shop, some of these GameStop stores started having issues because why would I spend $120 or why would I spend $50 buying a cartridge of a 15-year-old game when I can get it digitally on the Wii, and not have to deal with a crappy GameStop employee with a bad attitude or something.
He seems quiet, but I bet when he loses it...
I mean, he was arrested for assault, right? So...
They could also put the ball in the court of the other individual developers, is be like, hey, if you want your PS2 game or your original Xbox game on our current gen consoles, we can give you a developer's kit, you can convert it for the current gen console, and you'll receive half of whatever it's sold for. I mean, they don't have to do it themselves.
Over there, the one that's open. Sorry, but can the people nearby please share your textbooks with him for today?
Ugh, this sucks.
Aw. Well-behaved student is all beaten up.
Lies.
Did you catch that? Do those two know each other?
Ooh, does that mean he hit on her before transferring here?
What?
That means she's cheating on him with Mr. Kamoshida.
What?
Then again, this is Takamaki-san we're talking about.
For real. That side of the room is totally awful.
Wow.
Oh, right. The volleyball rally's in 2 days. Everyone's just changed classes, so make sure you use that time to get to know each other. Well then, let's get class started. Who's on duty today?
Everyone, please rise.
What's wrong? Are you sure you're okay? Also, it seems like people are already talking about you, but I'm not the one who told them.
Whew.
I can't even catch a break. Why do I have to deal with this? You should head straight home without stopping by anywhere. Sakura-san sounded pretty angry. Oh, and about Sakamoto-kun, don't get involved. Speak of the devil. What do you want? I heard the police caught you cutting classes today.
It was nothing.
Oh.
And you haven't dyed your hair back to black either.
Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
I'll be waiting on the rooftop.
See, that's why I don't want you getting involved. Understood?
Why did you allow a student like him to transfer here? He's already started associating with Sakamoto. A student with a criminal record and the culprit of an assault case? At this this rate, it'd be pointless how much I contribute to the school.
Now don't be like that. This school counts on you, Kamoshida-kun. You are our star. Still, a steady buildup is necessary behind such brilliance as well.
Your troubles never seem to end, do they, Principal Kobayakawa?
Principal
All right, I understand.
Fisk,
I'll continue
aka
to
the
do my
Kingpin.
best to answer your expectations of me.
Dun, 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 dun. We should meet him on the rooftop.
There you are. Sorry for calling you up here like this. I bet Kawakami already told you stuff like, don't get involved with him, huh?
How'd you know?
Figured as much. Then again, we're in the same boat. I heard you got a criminal record. Everyone's talking about
So, should I find it weird that there's grass growing out of the cracks in the roof of this building? Like, that seems weird, right?
all that happened. You know, how we almost got killed at a castle. It wasn't a dream, right? You remember it too, yeah? Well, just because we both remember it doesn't mean much, though. I mean, even if it was a dream, you saved me from Kamoshida.
Oh.
So yeah, thanks. But man, that Kamoshida we saw there. Probably don't know about it. but
It
there's
just
some rumors
seems
about
weird. Like, I know it can happen because of the kind of gravel used usually to roof buildings. And granted, I don't know much about construction in Japan and that stuff. It just seems weird. There's this tiled roof with grass growing in between. Like, where the hell does it root? Huh. Interesting.
You know, the guy you met at the school gates. That asshole who was all full of himself at the castle.
Ryuji.
No one says anything against him because he's some medalist who took the volleyball team to nationals. Wei Kamoshida was king of that castle, felt crazy real because of that. If we can go back to that castle again.
Sweet, innocent Ryuji. And dumb.
Ah, forget it. Must have all been a dream.
Jeez.
It has to be.
I know some plants can. I mean, I have ivy growing up the bricks of our house, but it just seems like grass. It just seems weird and unsettling. That's all.
Sorry to drag you out here like this. That's all I had to say. You know, we might be pretty similar.
Really? Because I'm not the one in trouble for my hair not being dyed the right color.
I feel like we're gonna get along just fine as troublemakers. I'm Ryuji Sakamoto. I'll come talk if I see you around. Don't ignore me, alright? See ya.
Doesn't look like particularly healthy grass, I guess. It's all brown and wilted. Make sure there's nothing around here. Guess I'll just head home for the day. Loading screens are so cool in this game. And I'm in trouble.
Hey.
I thought you were on time this morning. I played the first Wild Arms a little bit. I love the theme music for the first Wild Arms. And I have a lot of friends that swear by that series, but I've never fully gotten into it. Hey, what's up? So, Sojiro looks like a slightly more competent Dr. Venture with his hair and stuff. The beard especially. The glasses in the eyes. Granted, I don't think he's as balding as Dr. Venture. Wild Arms is one of those game series that blends like fantasy and western elements. It's like magic shotguns and stuff. And see if it's... I should go to sleep. Pretty soon I'm gonna have a cat telling me that. So we are at an hour stream time. I think the next time I get a prompt to save, or the freedom to do so, I'm gonna go ahead and save and call the stream for today. Which should be after the Velvet Room here, I think.
About time you've come to.
Wow.
On your feet, inmate.
Wow.
Our master wishes to speak with you. It's for your own sake that you take his words to heart.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a font I found that is meant to replicate some of the stuff used in Persona 5. It's not the official stuff they use, of course, but it's just meant to look like a ransom letter, which is something they use frequently in this game.
Your rehabilitation can finally begin. There is no need to understand it all for the time being. You will be training the power of Persona.
Persona.
Which you have awakened. Personas are, in other words, a mask, an armor of the heart when confronting worldly matters. I have high expectations for you. There is no need to worry. You will learn.
Not that it matters entirely, but I'm playing myself as a very talkative character. Friendly, talkative.
The Metaverse Navigator.
Understanding, that kind of thing.
Allow you to come and go between reality and palaces.
So the app that kept popping up on your phone in the first place, first stream.
I bestowed it to you as a means to train you as a thief.
The Metaverse Navigator is a gift from our master. You better take care in using it, inmate.
Devote yourself to your training so that you may become a fine thief.
It must be disheartening.
This is a really collection, just a big collection of mixed messages, guys. The family power supply is clogged. That can happen. Dust gathers, makes it have to work harder to do its job.
This is all for you to grow as a most excellent thief.
It's time. Go back and enjoy whatever rest you might have. I had another strange dream. I need to hurry and get ready for school. It's not even gonna let me walk?
Seriously?
What was the conductor thing to charge into a station at top speed like that? Apparently this is what it's really like to ride on a subway in Japan. There are people there that are, their whole job is to Basically cram as many people into a subway car as possible. Got to get to school on time today. Do. Hello, vending machines. Made it to school safely. What was that castle though?
Class is starting.
Oh, excuse me. I'm the social studies teacher, Mr. Ushimaru. I'll be teaching you the rules of society this year. Oh, look like you've been spoiled growing up. Before we learn society's rules, maybe I should start with the rules of being a decent human being. Hey, new kid. Huh? Greek philosopher Plato divided the human soul into 3 parts.
What's the answer?
The soul is comprised of appetite, spirit, and what else? Guts, logic, and love. What do you guys think? So this is the parts of the soul as placed by the philosopher Plato. Appetite, spirit, and I want to say logic, but that's me. What do you guys in the chat think? Feel free to chime in. Goodbye. Generalized vote. So the soul is comprised of appetite, spirit, and what is the third part of a soul? No problem. I get you. As said by the philosopher Plato, the soul is composed of appetite, spirit, and what else? I think it's logic. That's what my vote is for. Cal thinks love. Randall, if you're in the chat, if we got anyone else watching, feel free to chime in what you guys think, your contribution, what you feel, and your guts. Which answer do you love, or which answer do you find most logical? Cal thinks logic now. That's Plato. Randall says logic too. Let's go with logic. Correct. Nice. Thank you, gents. So you knew that, huh? Plato's teacher, Socrates, said that evil is born from ignorance. People who've been babied, taught that evil is due to individuality, can only become society's scum. Is he really a delinquent? He's like a punk, but maybe he's actually serious about studying. I feel like I got a little smarter being able to answer that question. Alright, so another element of this game is you have social stats. Knowledge, guts, proficiency, kindness, and charm. These allows you to do special out-of-dungeon events and things like that. Like, you'll need guts to improve your relationship with some people, or knowledge, or charm, or kindness. Proficiency, I think, lets you make better tools and stuff eventually. It's been a while. There are 5 levels, and you got to get points to go towards levels. Bizarre incidents have been occurring frequently. Those are out, but the actions of such scum. Don't need crude people like that in this school, understand? That teacher seems like a real winner. Seems like a good guy.
Hey.
Oh no. Looking for a ride home? Things have been pretty dangerous lately with all those accidents. Photo shoot today. It's for special summer issue, so I can't afford to miss it. Yes, keep planning to go to the hospital. Been too busy. Sorry to worry you. Jeez. Oh, and be careful around that transfer student. Oh, Kamoshida. You're a real piece of work.
Yo.
What's up?
Hey.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't act like nothing happened. It's all connected to that bastard Kamoshida after all. I want to find out what's up with that place no matter what. And you know you're the only person I can rely on for this stuff, so you in? Sure, what next?
Oh.
You should try and retrace your steps from yesterday. Meantime, you're walking to the station, right? Let's go together. Let me know if you notice any other weird buildings on the way. You doesn't seem like a bad guy. I should probably go along with this. Really? I already agreed to go along with this. Why is it just like, maybe you should?
If a huge castle like that really exists, I'm sure we'll find it in no time. When did they build something like that, though? We walked that way from here, right? When you put it that way, I'm not so sure anymore. All right, this way. Let me know if you notice something. We're at school. There wasn't anything out of place along the way, right? I didn't see no castle either. We must have made a wrong turn somewhere. Let's try again. Don't worry, I won't mess up this time. Let's go. For real? Is it smaller than we think it is? What do you think? I already did that. I didn't see anything like it around here. Huh? Phone. Hey, that reminds me. Didn't you have a navigation app thingy on back then? I don't know if it was or not, but I heard stuff that sounded like one coming from your phone. You know, didn't it say stuff like returned to the real world or something like that? Let me see your phone for a bit. What's this eyeball looking thing?
Just appeared.
What? What a weird app.
Weird is putting it lightly.
I knew it! It is a navigation app! Oh man, I'm such a... Let's try
Yes,
using it.
you're such a genius.
Why? All we're doing is starting an app.
Kamoshida. Shujin Academy. Pervert. Castle. Beginning navigation.
There we go! then we went in a certain direction and... Hey, what are you... Huh? What the hell?
Everything's weird.
Look, it's the castle from yesterday.
Boom.
Made it back. That means what happened yesterday was for real too. Ah, those clothes. That happened last time too, huh? What's with that outfit? I don't get it either. What's going on here? This makes no effing sense at all.
Hey,
Oh man, the cat. And the cat came back
making a commotion.
the very next day. First time in a long time. Awesome. Gotta update it. That makes sense.
The shadows started acting up, so I came here wondering what it could be. To think you guys would come back to the entrance when you barely managed to escape.
What is this place? Is it the school?
That's right.
But it's a castle.
This castle is the school, but only to this castle's ruler.
The castle's ruler?
I think you called him Kamoshida? It's
I
how
did.
his distorted heart views the school.
Kamoshida? Distorted? Explain it in a way that makes sense.
Ah.
I shouldn't have expected a moron to get it.
Ouch.
What did you say? What was that?
It must be the slaves captive here.
For real? Oh shit, it's for real. We saw other guys held captive here yesterday. I'm pretty sure they're from our school.
Most likely on Kamoshida's orders. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's like that every day here. What's more, you two escaped yesterday. He must have lost his temper quite a bit.
That son of a bitch!
Yep.
Ryuji?
This is bullshit! You hear me, Kamoshida?
Doing that isn't going to open it, you know. Still, it seems you have your reasons.
Hey, Mona Mona!
It's Morgana!
Do you know where those voices are coming from?
You want me to take you to them? Well, I guess I could guide you there. But only if he comes with us.
Of course.
It's settled then.
For real? Thanks, man.
Alright, let's do this.
Gonna sneak back in the way we came.
Now then.
Burning through the entrance is one of the basics of Phantom Thievery.
Huh?
Just can't forgive that bastard Kamoshida doing whatever the hell he wants. Coming out of you big time. Yeah, you do.
This way!
Sorry, I'm not being super talkative at the moment. Got some... Just trying to get through this part of the game. Pay attention to what's happening.
Listen up.
Teach you the basics of battle right now. Better remember all this. Rule of thumb, try to ambush as many enemies as you can. Attack from behind whenever possible. Need to rip off their masks, momentarily break their control the palace ruler has over them. If you succeed, the enemy will be caught off guard, allowing us to jump in for a preemptive attack.
Yeah.
Just going to be watching, right? You can't use a persona. Let's go.
Show me your true form.
Got him.
Alright, the first move is ours. Persona! Zoro, show your might! Nice work, team.
Bum, 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 bum. All right, moving on. Thought maybe there's a reason to go over there. Didn't seem like it.
Huh?
Wait, ain't everyone here?
Hey!
Ryuji.
This is...
I'm going for $20, which I don't really want to do. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. That stuff's annoying as crap. Having to buy replacement chargers and that kind of stuff. I've had to get a few pieces of equipment to make the stream setup work, and that was obnoxious. Having to buy a new cable. I think that's what was wrong last time I tried to use the streaming device, the little capture card.
How can you tell?
There's a lack of distortion here, meaning the ruler's control over this area is weak.
Is this a classroom?
Now do you understand? This place is another reality that the ruler's heart projects.
This is Kamoshida's reality? Shit makes no sense at all.
One could say it's a world in which one's distorted desires have materialized. I call such a place a palace.
Hmm.
A palace?
This is happening because he thinks the school is his own castle.
So, it became like this because he just thought of it like that? That son of a bitch!
Hmm.
You must
Tell us how
really
you
hate
really
this
feel,
Kamoshida.
Ryuji. Tell us how you really feel.
Hate doesn't even cover how I feel. Everything is that asshole's fault.
Everything?
I don't know what happened between you two, but don't let your emotions get the better of you. His lackeys are everywhere inside. You're curious about your outfit, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm curious as hell about it too.
That's also because of this world.
More stuff that makes no sense.
Well, I mean,
Anything
things don't have to.
according to how a ruler pleases within his palace. A school can turn into a castle like this after all. In order to prevent such distortions, one must hold a powerful will of rebellion. Your appearance is a manifestation of that.
I'm so fed up with all this. I'm more curious about you than his clothes. What the hell are you anyways?
I'm a human. An honest-to-God human.
Hey, Quest. I believe it is probably Mel here, or is this Quest doing this? And also, welcome, Ashley. Thank you for joining.
No, you're obviously more like a cat.
I'm coming towards the end of my stream,
I think.
but got probably about another 5 or 10 minutes before I'm at a
But I do
would you
know
like to
how
save your
regain
game
my
moment.
true form. The reason why I snuck in here was for a preliminary investigation of
I'm gonna be
this
doing these daily this around this time each day, probably a little earlier tomorrow. I had to go meet with my school advisor today, so I had to wait till about 11:30ish or 11:10 to get started. But tomorrow will probably be around 10 a.m. Central.
Besides, I've been tortured by Kamoshida too. I'm gonna make him pay for sure.
We're trying our best to try and step up our game on options in the chat and stuff, having a little ticker tape at the bottom, having some chat visibility. I need to get with Cal later. He said he could point me to some advice on getting a better chat window. I'm hoping to do all
We're
that.
gonna keep going. We should hurry along. I'll be counting on your skills this time too, rookie.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna force it all on you. I thought it might help, so
Would you?
I brought this
What?
just in case. It's a model gun though, so it only makes sounds.
That's a toy.
But it looks totally real, so it'll at least fake him out. Oh, I brought some medicine too. You know what they say, providing is something. Huh?
So you were planning this from the start. Well, fine. If you're ready to go, we'll resume our infiltration.
Got a bit of medicine and a gun. Thanks, I guess, Ryuji. I mean, that's something.
Now then.
There are probably still soldiers making the rounds outside. Since current situation. The save room, you consult with your teammates. Save your game by pressing the options button. You can also save at the palace entrance. Let's consult with our teammates, then we'll save.
Damn it.
Locked up.
Well,
Soldiers were coming this way, right? Let's go take a look. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and save. Stream's been going on for about an hour and a half at this point. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Thank you, Cal, Randall, Quest for Gaming, and Ashley. All of y'all, I really appreciate appreciate you popping in. Sorry, stammering a little bit. I'm gonna call the stream for today. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. ish, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. I believe it's 8 a.m. Western, Coastal, whatever that's called. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow for some more summer school. Class will be in session again. We're going to continue exploring Kamoshida's palace. Maybe Ryuji will stop being so helpless and useless. Thanks everyone for coming in. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back on tonight around, I honestly don't know what time, but if you check out at Geek to My Nerd on Twitter, you can find when I'll announce whenever we do our stream tonight, which will be continuing more of our Ace Attorney playthrough. We'll be doing investigation for day 2 post trial. We did some shenanigans in trial last night, so thank you for joining, and I'll see y'all later. Bye now. That's fair, Cal. We may be doing it a little earlier than yesterday. It's part of the reason I wanted to get this stream done earlier in the day, so we're not doing a stream at 2 and then a stream at 5 or something like that. So it's just going to depend on what Ashley wants to do when she gets home. I'll be tweeting that out this afternoon, probably about an hour and a half or so, tweeting out when we're going to stream tonight. So thank you everyone for popping in. I will talk at y'all later, and I will be having I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye.